Metropolitan Parks District to order. I don't think there's anybody here for comment. Oh, I don't have my mic on yet. There we go. So we'll move on to the consent agenda. Do we have a motion for the consent agenda?
I move to approve the consent agenda as published.
Do we need to excuse the mayor from the proceedings this evening?
Is that what you do? Is it like a legal procedure?
I think, we don't have on here call roll, but Donna, if you could call roll, that way we can get it in the minutes that the mayor is excused.
President Dorsey,
Here.
Board Member Inesco,
Here.
Board Member Kranz,
Present.
Board Member Mayor, Board Member Rogers, absent. Board Member Peterson. Here. Board Member McDowell.
Present.
Board Member Schmidt.
Here.
Okay, I think that takes care of it.
Thank you.
All right, shall we move on? Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I move to approve the consent agenda as published.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. At this time, we'd like to move from the regular meeting and open a public hearing about the SMPD 2020 ad valorem tax levy. And Finance Director Aaron B. Miller has information for us.
Thank you, President. Good evening, board members. Aaron B. Miller with the Finance Department. I believe that you all have received a substituted Resolution 28-1019 for the ad valorem taxes. Great. So I'd like to proceed using that document for this meeting. Before you is the ad valorem tax resolution for the Shelton Municipal Park District of 2019 assessed valuation and for collections in 2020. We've had two meetings on this. We had a meeting in September 17th as well as on October 15th to talk about the revenues and expenses of the budget, and we also talked about the ad valorem taxes, in particular on the October 15th meeting, excuse me. This resolution would adopt a property tax collection of $510,647.23. That is $17,269 and change above the 2019 level, and it constitutes just over a 3.5% increase. We are not levying to the maximum, so this resolution also lets the assessor, the Mason County assessor, know that any unused levy we want to reserve for future use should the board decide to do that at a later time. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Can you repeat that last part that you said?
Sure, because we are not levying the maximum amount that we could, the last paragraph of section 1, which is on the top of page 2, reserves any unused levy, meaning any levy that is above and beyond what we are levying for 2020 as reserved, so that in the future we can levy that if the board chooses to in coming years.
And is there a reason why we aren't levying that, the whole amount?
That's a discussion for the board. If they would like to have this change to the full amount.
What's the pros and cons of that?
The pros of it are that you would collect a higher dollar value. That money then would be able to be set aside for use on any good metropolitan or municipal park district purpose in the future. The cons, another pro is that If you don't collect it now, you can collect it into the future, but you can't collect the 2020 amount again. So if you could collect $100 and you collect 50, you could go up to that $100 or $101 in the future, but that $50 that you leave on the table today is essentially lost, opportunity lost. The cons really are the amount of increase of property tax assessed as for the Shelton Municipal Park District. It would go into the maximum is about $577,000, so it would increase, excuse me, by about another nearly $70,000, $67,000 on top of this, and it would be an increase of percent of somewhere around 17%. So those are really the main pros and cons for that.
Okay, thank you.
All right. I don't think anybody's here for public testimony on this matter, so I'd like to ask for the first and final reading of resolution number SMPD 28-1019.
Resolution number SMPD 28-1019, a resolution of the Shelton Metropolitan Park District of Shelton, Washington, setting the amount of the annual ad valorem taxes for calendar year 2020.
Any questions from the board or comments? Hearing none, do we have a motion?
I move to adopt Shelton Municipal Park District Resolution Number 28-1019, levying the district's 2020 ad valorem taxes as submitted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Ayes have it. At this time, we're going to close this public hearing and open another public hearing for the 2020 budget. And again, Mr. B. Miller.
Thank you, President. Before you is resolution number 28-1019, which, Donna, that doesn't seem right. Isn't
It
that the
should be
same
number
one?
29.
29.
It says, mine says 29.
Oh, it does say 29. I have glasses. They
I missed
just
it the
need
first
better
time
glasses.
too, don't feel bad.
29-1019, beg your pardon. This resolution would adopt the Shelton Metropolitan Park District budget for 2020. We've had, again, a couple of public hearings on this, one in September and another one in October, where we discussed the budget. This resolution would adopt this Park District 2020 budget appropriation at $695,750. Those are expenses that would go toward its purpose of reimbursement for parks and recreation activities, above and beyond what is earned revenue for those activities. We just adopted the ad valorem tax of $510,000, so this budget does use some fund balance of the Park District. As of January 1st of this year, there was about $377,000 in fund balance, and this would use about 185 of it. That number will change slightly when we get to the end of the year because we will have accumulated more revenue than expenses out in 2019. But this would use some of that fund balance. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from comments? All right.
I do. I have another question. Is there I'm sure I've heard this before, but is there a certain amount of money that we have to keep in that fund? In the park fund? Can we use it right?
I'll defer to Mark.
We're following the former, same policy as the city adopted for strategic reserve and cash, and any cash balance. So it's 13%, I believe, total is there. So that's essentially cash balance to maintain, because the city bills quarterly to the park district. We have to have enough funds within the bank to pay that bill.
And the strategic account or strategic funds is kind of for emergencies?
Or capital purchases
Okay.
or projects, yes.
All right.
All right. Has anyone signed up for public testimony?
No, there's no one.
You're on fire.
At this time, we'll ask for the first and final reading of resolution number SMPD 29-1019.
Resolution number SMPD 29-1019, a resolution of the Shelton Metropolitan Park District adopting the budget for the year ending December 31st, 2020.
All right, no comments, so we'll move to a motion. Do we have a motion?
I move to adopt Shelton Municipal Park District Resolution Number 29-1019, adopting the district's 2020 budget as submitted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. So now we'll close this public hearing and resume the regular meeting. We no longer, there was going to be a special meeting on December 3rd. We no longer need the special meeting. So the next SMPD meeting is on December 17th at 5:50.
All right.
Adjourn.
You know why I'm full of.
Because I gave you 2 peanut M&Ms. You're back on the floor.